Let's see.
The very
All
beginning
right.
is going to
Okay.
be kind of a bunch of mini solos. I wouldn't say a lot of time spent, but last last session had a lot to cover for some individual people
Mm.
that kind of needs to be touched on.
It was pretty casual for Idaho. Nothing major happened with him, though, right?
Yeah, about that.
Let's have a little chat.
Yeah. Very relaxing.
And you guys can't see, but Yoru is passed out. That's why I didn't bother moving the camera. I was like, okay, let you sleep. But yeah, little one is passed out.
I want to spend some XP in learning how to make donuts. Is that relevant?
I mean, I can't think of where it would be relevant, but
How about donuts to attract serial killers? Is that a good skill?
He can take a class in stunt driving.
Yeah, that's the funniest thing. Somebody needs to really maybe do that, and I was like, that's a waste. I don't want to raise my driving skill. How about knitting?
every night everybody's like, "So who's driving?" Everybody gotta look. So
Where's Andrea?
yeah, this is gonna be.
I feel like I'm getting too much sound into my mic from my headphones. You guys don't hear an echo, do you?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. All right, guys. Who's hanging out? Let's see.
I'm not even in there yet.
Do you guys ever retweet the tweets?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But my Twitter feed seems to get like no reaction from anything. I've been on Twitter for years and years and years, trying to push myself as a writer. So most everybody that I'm following and that follows me are other independent authors. And they seem to be a really stingy lot when it comes to retweeting.
Oh, yeah.
I used to retweet like crazy, and I started actually keeping records to see if the people I was retweeting were reciprocating. And I would go to their feed, and it was nothing but stuff that they posted. They wouldn't retweet, but then they would request retweets. But they didn't do any retweeting. So I said, you know what? Fuck this.
What?
And so I don't do as much anymore. I mean, I can. It's just probably not going to be. I'll go do it right now. It's probably the mileage is just going to probably be not that great. But,
somebody requested to be on camera. What doing? Her new thing is to sit up there, and if I'm focused on the computer, I'll just feel like little. She'll just sit there and tap me in the head. No, I've actually had some Twitch people that apparently it's cool for you to host or raid to them. I'm gonna take down my mic a little bit, but they don't reciprocate either. Like, you know, I'll go out of my way to log on just for 5 whole minutes just to like say hi. I can't talk right now. I can't even listen, but I logged in, I hit your chat, and I'm hosting or rating you.
Mm-hmm. And they can't be bothered to reciprocate.
90%.
Yeah, screw them.
And same with Discord. Like a lot of people like me have a I don't know what you call it on Discord, sub channel, whatever, for going live, and that way I can have an auto bot that just posts to it, or when other people that are on my Discord, friends, I don't care what, they want to post that they're going live. That's what it's there for. And there's been a few people who either didn't have that channel but didn't specify that it was a violation of their terms or what have you. And you post in their stuff, they don't like that. That's their Discord. So I've gotten real, like, weary about.
Yeah, that stuff just blows my mind. I don't know why people, beside the fact that it takes you no time or effort to love
Or
read
money. Or money.
exactly, or money.
The one thing
It's
that
nothing.
most people, hangs them up, well, my time is valuable. It takes that
No
quick.
time, no money, no nothing. Yeah, it's so weird to me how people are so stingy about that kind of stuff, and yet it's like, okay, if you don't want to do it, that's fine, but then why do you ask other people to do it for you?
Mm-hmm.
Are you that much of a narcissistic hypocrite?
In many cases, the answer would be yes.
So let's have our panel today talking about narcissists rather than doing our normal.
But I was going to say, I mean, we're playing vampires, so.
Yeah. I've
Yeah,
also
there's
been watching a lot
that.
of. I've been watching Mindhunters and reading yet another book on
Oh,
profiling.
that one was
serial
so
killers.
good.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
Mindhunters was good. What are you doing?
If I wasn't so fragile, I might have joined the BSU, but I don't know if I could have survived that.
Oh, all right. All right.
Jeez, wow, we're so boring to you. Sorry, jeez. Let's get started. We can run the show. We don't need the other two here. We can fuck
Oh
stuff up
Lord, the
easily without
adventures,
them.
the adventures of Alice in Idaho. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
When they show up, the club has been reduced to ashes, and
I've got you by the throat and you're laughing.
it's like, oh, I thought it was just a dance contest. What went wrong? Who turned on those lights for 12 hours?
Well, you guys certainly do have stuff between the two of you that probably can be attended to without the other two.
Well, let's go.
All right, let's get started. You want to intro us in, Alice?
All right. So, for those of us joining us a little earlier than we usually get started, but there's usually all of us here. So, I am Pixie. Thank you for joining me on the playground. Tonight is our Monday night session of Vampire the Masquerade. We're at session 17 now. Tonight joining us is our storyteller, Michael. We've got Skot, who plays Idaho. And I play Alice. And so we're just going to go ahead and jump in. And then if our other players are able to join us, then we'll get them in there. What are you doing?
All right. Welcome. Session scene of our Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition Chronicle, Billy by Night. Last week, we had two diverging plots between our coterie. Alice and Michael and Vic decided to follow the rabbit hole and head to Lavana Polita in pursuit of Alice's sire and Bianca, pursuing information about Ruby. And as with many trips down the rabbit hole, it did not go very well for the people involved. On the other hand, Idaho, finding out that his sometime food source, Hilda Hermione Harbrand
Harrison. Oh, it's so bad.
was counted among the missing. And after putting two and two together, was able to figure out who the perpetrator was of some of the missing. And dealt with them as quickly as possible.
Hey, I got my hunger down to 0.
You did indeed get your hunger down
Oh
to 0.
shit! We're supposed to roll. Supposed to roll. Supposed to roll.
So, with that said, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. Idaho, you will not have to do any housekeeping tonight. We will just assume your hunger is back at 1.
All right.
And Alice, you will need to roll a rouse check to see where your hunger is as well.
Ah, boy.
Starting the night a little hungrier than normal. Somebody woke up cranky. All right. So, the night starts. Idaho, when you come in the door, the club is getting set up. The ghouls are doing their normal stuff. Everything seems to be mostly in order. Andrea, suit, immaculate as always, comes up to you and is like, "Can we talk?"
Yeah.
She leads you back into the green room. And you've been here many a time before and had many a conversation. She looks at you and says, "How are you doing?"
I'm okay. How are you?
She, well, she says, "Mostly I'm checking on you."
I mean, yeah, the shit that just went down was pretty intense. I'm looking forward to sharing it with the rest of the group. But you know, sucks that it happened. But you know, what's new?
So,
Cheapo.
Just
I know.
just don't tell Starwell anything about this. Oh,
Yeah, because you know, if Michael, shh.
Something lonely hearts?
Nothing. I'm not sure what you think you heard, but so yeah.
Fuck all. You guys are lucky. The game is fine. The setup is absolutely okay. Sorry. It was entirely my fault for being late this time. I got carried away dancing to my
Best of the
tech band
'90s jam.
playlist. Yeah, I was beating my face and dancing, and I got way too carried away. The last time I looked at it, I was like 10 to 5. I was like, I've got plenty of time. And then I'm like, oh shit. Hold on, where am I? Oh.
I was about to say, do we have a cover that we got to worry about?
oh, nice. Looking spiffy. And then you died.
And then Frozen.
Oh.
To be fair, it's a good picture.
Yeah. Stop right there. Don't move.
Freeze. Sketch. Oh, there it goes. Nope.
Uh-oh. Did Pixie
Wait,
just freeze
hold on.
too?
No, I'm just really good at
Like,
fucking with you guys.
my ear, and I actually hear.
That was so good. That was so good. Love it. Love it. Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Swear to God, when I win $500 million tomorrow in the lottery, like I'm gonna build us our own
Are we burping
studio.
or something?
No shit. Are you there? Are you there?
So we don't have to like all be battling with our like pseudo faulty audio equipment.
Yeah, no, it'll all just be on camera and a nice
All right,
stage.
hold on. This is not going to work today. There's way too much feedback.
If you win the lottery, you need to build Lorraine and we'll just all go move there.
But bam.
right?
New Rain, or you want Leveda Polita? Because frankly, y'all sounded
Philly.
a lot more excited about that one.
How about both? We'll just take over all of it.
Well, everybody, welcome Martha to the stream, who plays Michael. So glad to have her back. Then Michael can catch us or Martha in on whatever we've decided to do.
All right. So before we do anything, Martha,
We're missing a Zack.
yes, he is going to be late or not here. So we will.
Okay.
Yeah.
So roll for hunger. Do your housekeeping. And then get...
Yep. Yes, sir. Oh, for frick's sake.
Not getting any hungrier. Well, all right. So back to where we were. So Idaho. Andrea says, she's like, so you're okay with what you did last night?
I mean, yeah, I'm not okay with what happened, but I'm okay with what I did.
She's okay. Well, that alleviates.
What does that mean?
We're going to get to that in just 1 second. So then Idaho, then the question becomes, what are you going to do about the kids?
The what?
What are you going to do about the kids?
Yeah, that is a good question. I mean, what I really want to do is when Vic shows up, I want to tell everybody, you know, fill everybody in on what happened and kind of see what the group's thoughts are on, you know, I want to fill them in on what I found out and what happened and the situation. And then I guess we'll see what, if anything, we want to do.
Okay. Well, if you want to put it before the group, then let's go find everybody else.
Right. And since, you know, out of character, Vic's not here, we really can't do that yet. So yeah, but whatever. Gotcha.
But whatever you.
Mm-hmm. I didn't catch it.
Nope.
I said whatever you. I'm just being a snarky brat.
Oh, I didn't even catch it. Yes,
Exactly.
as much as I would love to go in and fill everybody in, because I think it's exciting news. I want Zack to be here to, you know, to react to it as well. So whatever we can do until he shows up.
He might not be here tonight.
Yeah, it's one of those when it gets fixed kind of.
So should we just carry on and just catch him up later?
Yeah.
All right, well then whenever the rest of the group is ready to have a little group meeting, to see even Martha doesn't want to. So yeah.
Why do I feel like I'm missing everything today already?
Yeah, you're definitely missing video now.
Yeah.
You don't see me?
Nope.
No.
Can hear you. You sound super clear, but
We see you, the beautiful Michael Starwell.
All right,
Yeah.
let me refresh.
So yeah,
Which, by the way, love that image. Seriously, hot.
I think you know, how about this? I think that I should go ahead and let Al decide what we should do with the kids. So let's just go talk to Al.
Oh, bitch.
yep, now we can see you.
Not.
Okay, sweet.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. Well, hey, then let's go find Boss Man and see what he thinks about the whole situation.
All right. Meanwhile, Alice, when you wake up, you have notifications on your phone. You have 2 new tracks added to the playlist.
Not this bullshit.
This is like a weird ass form of communication.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a riddle.
The first track, and I will post this in the chat. The first track is I Can't Get High by a band called Royal and the Serpent. The second track, posted about 7 hours later, is by a band called Unlike Pluto, and the name of the track is Eight-Legged Dreams.
Somebody else is a fan of Arachne.
I'm not seeing anything in my chat.
I posted it in the messenger chat.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Guard your ears for a second. Okay.
While you are going and discovering those and looking at the lyrics or listening to the music, Michael, when you wake up in your haven, your phone is ringing. It is a call from Victoria.
Are you talking to Al?
No, I'm talking to you. Do you pick up? Can you hear me?
Kitty.
Hello?
I
Can
can
you
hear.
Okay, you can hear me. You can hear me.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Can you hear us, Martha?
Michael, can you hear
Oh
me?
yeah, were you talking to me this entire time?
Yep.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yeah. Newsflash. I just reassigned it back in, so you were talking to nobody.
Ah, fair enough. All right. As you wake up,
Okay.
your phone is ringing. It's Victoria.
Okay. Okay.
You
I
pick up?
answer it groggily. Yeah. Yeah.
Michael,
It's too early in
darling.
the evening. All you get is a grunt. Gorgeous.
She says, so I am absolutely sure that you can fill me in on exactly what you were thinking going to Bianca's club last night. Click.
Exactly. None of your business. Hang up.
Well, I was thinking. Do you really have that conversation?
Big money.
Welcome back.
I wish I could tell you that I was thinking.
Well, you are, or should I say, you and your friends are quite lucky that Bianca is not making a bigger deal about this. But from one rose to another, and speaking as someone who shares the Privilegian Council with Bianca, stay away from her.
Definitely the intention.
She is an awful piece of work on her best nights, and she doesn't have good nights.
I think she's trying to play with my Malkevet.
What was that?
The intention is to stay away from her, but it seems like she's gotten a fixation on my Malkavian.
Well, that is, of course, her purview as the primogen. However, she is, how shall we say this? Not one who clings to her humanity very tightly.
Can you say that again? Because it glitched
She
out.
is not one who
Is or isn't one that
she
clings?
is not one
Okay,
who
not
clings
one.
to her humanity very tightly. She sees all of this as
That was definitely received last night.
just be careful. I would hate to see something happen to you or your friends.
What came after she's? What came after she's? God damn it!
Can you guys hear Martha?
I can hear Martha. She's getting some kind of bad distortion. Like I see her lips moving.
Martha can't hear him.
And I can hear both of you.
Yeah, I can hear everybody just fine. Video, audio is great.
All right, hold on a sec.
Of roll 20.
I don't think anything else is running. I only have this page up. Give me 1 second. I'll be back, guys.
Okay. Do, 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 do. I get to ride the train tomorrow.
I've never ridden a train in the United States.
I can technically say the same thing. I spent part of my childhood in Germany, and I know we took the train a bit there.
I rode the train a lot in Germany.
But yeah, and unless I'm just not remembering it, but yeah, this will be my first time taking the Amtrak.
I've never been on an Amtrak.
I've never done anything with like trains like here in the United States, but when I lived in South America, like took the subway everywhere.
Yeah, it's because they have good, public transportation. I mean,
Right? Proper
Germany.
infrastructure.
I mean, in Germany, we took the bus, the L, the underground, everywhere. It was so easy. Even occasional cabs and Ubers.
I haven't been out of the States since I was... Let's see, my brother was born over there. And I was 5 when he was born, and then we were like 2 when we came back. So I would have been like 7 or 8. In fact, I was over there when Chernobyl happened, so.
So you were there long enough that you're fluent in German, and Michael is fluent in Spanish. This is great.
Oh, until we came back to the States and my family had no interest in speaking. Well, no one else really learned it except me. And
Is this okay?
Yes.
got
very
you?
clear.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are coming in clear right now. I'm gonna hold my breath.
All right.
I wouldn't. Just saying. I don't trust the internet. I do not trust the internet.
Don't do it.
I mean, you are correct, but I think it's really just my tiny mini overheating. So I'm giving it some extra air.
So,
Air this out.
what was the last thing you heard?
I'll be right back.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
She's. I have no idea. I said that she had her hooks into my Malkavian.
And when you
And
guys
then
are
you
saying she,
got
are we
out.
talking about Ruby or are we talking about
Bianca.
Bianca.
Which one was Bianca?
The shaved hair, all in white, one that was messing with you.
Oh,
at the end.
oh.
The one that's the reason why you have a handprint on your face.
Yes.
Okay, just double checking that I was caught up with everybody. I was
Yes.
reading lyrics for a bit, so I was like, what did I miss?
Yes. Yeah, that's the last thing I said to you, and then you broke up on the response.
Victoria, well, Malkavians are her purview as she is the primogen for Philadelphia. However, she's a fan of her mind games. Be careful. I would not want to see anything happen to you or those you keep near you.
We'll give her a wide berth as much as we can.
Please be safe this night.
Likewise.
She makes what sounds like a kissing sound before the phone goes dead. So, evening starts. Your ghouls are getting the club in order. I'm guessing that everyone would, that given the events of the previous evening, the three of you would want to meet up.
Yep.
So we will assume that the scene has moved and you are all in Mr. Starwell's office.
So just real quick, to kind of meta this a little bit, Vic would be here, but Zack isn't. So we're going to say something like maybe he's just busy in the front or something and just...
We will say that Vic is still dealing with the fallout of the previous evening and is doing his own thing to try to cope.
Okay. All right. We'll get to it then. We can fill him in there. All right.
So, you are all in Mr. Starwell's office.
Correct.
So, well, I have a lot of news from last night.
Don't we all? Go on, Idaho. Let's kick us off.
Well, the guy that's been hanging out, handing out flyers, he was responsible for some of those missing people, including Hildegard.
Get out of town.
No, but it won't be happening anymore because I killed him last night.
Okay.
And
Her body?
nah, Andrea, I'm assuming Andrea's with me right now?
Yes.
Andrea took care of that. The place was torched. And yeah, so basically, at least somebody that was partially responsible for some of the disappearances. He actually said that he was in love with, I guess, vampires, and he was emulating Vic. And he got off to it. I mean, he enjoyed me killing him, I could tell. But I drained his ass dry, put Hildegard out of her misery because she'd been tortured and eviscerated, but wasn't totally dead yet. And then Andrea firebombed the apartment, and we left.
So this sicko caught Vic in the act and thought he wanted to join the club.
I don't know. He just said something about he saw Vic do something and was trying to emulate him, and apparently knew something about us. But what tipped me off was that he had a poster of Hildegard, and she hadn't been missing long enough to have been reported. So I went to her place, talked to her kids, who are now motherless, and found out some stuff, gave them a little bit of money. And then we came back here, and I basically tracked the guy down to some shithole apartment, and we found this out.
Well, you get a gold star. You did a good
Does
thing.
somebody have some music going?
Yeah, I just lowered it.
Okay.
Andrea kind of raises her hand and says, I was able to deal with the fallout in terms of the dead bodies, but this does leave us with a new problem. We need to figure out what we're going to be doing with her kids. Normally, we might be able to say fuck them, except for the fact that we showed up there the night before.
What if I got in touch with my contact over at PD and see if possibly a connection to social services or something?
I mean, that is certainly an option.
I'm gonna pull out a lawyer's card because I probably at this point have a few lawyers on retainer.
Oh yeah.
And I give it to Andrea, and I'd be like, call this person, tell them Michael sent you. They'll help you out. Hopefully, they can get them in a good, decent home.
The bigger issue that we need to do is what we are going to do about them going forward.
What do you mean?
Well,
Because you're the weird guy looking for their mom the day they disappeared. If they ever want justice, you're their first lead. Period.
there's that, but there's also the very odd connection between now the forensics are going to turn up what happened to those bodies.
They are?
The fire will cover a lot of the damage that was done in terms of the exsanguination, certainly, but
breaking bodies apart into Lego bits is usually a red flag for any cop worth their salt. And I'm sorry, but there's no way that building burned hot enough to get rid of those bodies.
so the
Yes. Idaho. Cremation is very hot for a very long time and is not ever barely reached in house burns.
now the incendiary I used will be hot enough to do sufficient damage to the skeletons. But the bigger issue is that our little serial
We're still
killer,
not together.
well, but the serial killer he left body parts in jars. Who knows what other kind of notes that he had taken. We didn't exactly do a sweep of it before we left.
Well, I mean, we can go back there
Well,
tonight.
would the incendiary match up with some kind of like pipe bomb or something like? So what I'm getting at is, if he's a serial killer, it's not far-fetched that he'd be fucking around with explosives. So
Yeah, but Philly cops are always looking to make their names. So a serial killer is a fat boost in like if you catch them, if you bring them to justice, if you find one burned up, it's a big thing. It involves the feds, and it gets messy because, god damn, they love this
Well,
stuff.
it may or may not come back to us, but I mean, we could really go back and see what is left, because he claimed that he knew about us. He may have wrote all kind of things down, Masquerade violations. So I mean, we can go back and I'll go back and take a look at the place or whatever, see if there's anything we should clean up.
Andrea, my bigger concern is the kids, both in terms of what happens to them from here on out, and them as material witnesses.
I mean, okay.
As far as what's happening to them from here on out, that's why I gave you the card. He's a very powerful lawyer, and hopefully he'll be able to put them somewhere safe and arrange protection from them so they don't get like shuffled around, lost in the system, or split up.
Well, the bigger concern, I guess, is what are we going to do about them in terms of the fact that they've seen Idaho? You can pay them off to keep them quiet.
So the issue is, if the cops come in and say, hey, we found your mom, she was in this apartment and she got burned up, Did
Well, the
anything
cops are going to be like, "Do you have anybody? Did anybody come looking for her? Can you
and they're
tell
gonna
us
say,
anything?" It's just
this
general, regular.
came by, and then the cops would come here and ask me questions about what's going on.
How did you know she was missing?
Oh, I'd be happy.
Exactly.
How I knew.
Well, she's a regular at the
Yeah, how'd
club,
you get out
and
of the
she's a
fire?
regular. She's a regular in at the
I'm gonna say
club.
there are flyers around here that had her face on them, and I know her, so I was concerned, having no idea where she would be. I just went to her house to look for her. But whatever. So
There's there's plausible deniability about our involvement in this whole
What are you
thing.
doing?
sure, it's just whether or not we want to deal with any potential heat. So whatever works. I mean, I don't mind going back to the apartment and see if there's anything that survived the firebomb that needs to be dealt with. And I mean, we got vampire powers. I could go talk to the kids and do some persuasion on them or something. I don't know.
Well, and Andrea goes, and she points at you, Alice. She goes, "You could do something about that too, couldn't you? This wouldn't be the first time that you've taken someone's memories."
This is true.
Did you just fart?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you weren't asking me, sorry.
Hey, no desk. Don't get on the controller.
Oh, it's the eternal fight.
I know, she's totally trying to trash everything over here. Stop it. Yeah, I mean, don't my out of character, but don't my powers have a certain extent as far as like how far back I can take the memory away?
So you have the ability to basically suppress a certain amount of time. Now, if you were to do that, like it's been recent enough that you could conceivably, you wouldn't be able to get rid of the memory of, say, the fact that their mom's not coming home, but you could erase the memory of someone showing up at their house and asking questions.
Fuck it, let's do it. Pop by with a couple of Happy Meals and do this.
So we're concerned with the fact that the kids could say Idaho came and paid us a visit the same night our mom and the serial killer were killed, more than we're concerned about the future of the kids.
No. We're concerned about the future of the kids. The future of the kids is easier to handle because we do have some pull with money and lawyers.
We can kind of stay away from that. The lawyers do it. Okay.
Right.
We become silent benefactors.
Got
exactly.
It. Sounds great.
As far as them being able to, provide, testimony that you showed up at their house when their mom was just another night out that has spent into a day out. Like for them, it was a regular occurrence. They didn't even know she was missing until you said something. So that's such a huge red flag that's our weakest link right there. That's our biggest
Yeah.
They
knew she was missing,
but they didn't know she was missing.
They reported it. But right.
They knew she hadn't come home yet.
Right.
And the way that they said it to you, it seemed like the way that you said they talked to you about it. It seemed like it wasn't like an irregular occurrence. Like it's really common.
Right. So assuming I gave.
So they weren't scared. They were annoyed, but they weren't scared until you said, "Where's your mom? Have you seen her? Is she missing? She's missing." You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it.
So that's slightly traumatic enough where you will be fingered and you will be the next lead that the cops are going to sniff out.
I got it. So yeah, we can go there and try to do some mojo on them and erase their memory of me. Or you guys can go do it. I don't know if I should even participate in that. I don't know. Whatever's best.
It would probably be helpful for you to not be there, as to not instantly trigger anything.
I mean, to be fair, also they did open the door to him and they know who he is, and he was asking for their mom before.
I mean, whatever works. I mean, going in and using powers to erase their memory is going to be a little less diplomatic than what I did.
Andrea raises her hand again and says, here's a question. Do these kids even know what's happened to their mom yet?
Not yet, no.
So
and the cops may not even know yet.
So then we're running against time.
Exactly.
We get there before the cops get there to tell them that their mom's dead. Because if the cops get there, well, they still have this info. The first thing they're going to do is say, well, these people showed up.
Yeah.
So I'll go with Andrea and take care of that, I guess, like right away. Say you're doing a wellness check or something.
I mean, if you're going to flashy thing them, then you just go flashy thing them and then leave.
Andrea says, before we leave, what happened last night? What happened with you guys?
I don't know. Dove head first into a shit pie.
I thought that's what I did.
Andrea's like, that's a term I've never heard before, but okay.
We got a few text messages that came in from Al got a couple text messages that came in from Ruby, or who we thought was Ruby, because all we saw was hair and a gun, and Bianca and Al's sire, and we thought she went off to go prove herself and start up some trouble, and we were trying to get there to intervene, but it might have just been a complete trap.
Andrea looks at you, Al, and goes, I know, unfortunately, who Bianca is. What is your sire doing with her? That lady is fucking
cuckoo bananas.
Crazier than a bag of rats.
From what I was able to pick up, what did I pick up? He owed her? No. Sire had the same reaction finding out that Al and us were there looking for Ruby and that we were even close to Bianca.
Mm-hmm.
She, speaking as someone who was in that power structure at one point and knew some of the players, she mostly keeps her power due to Charles and, quite frankly, fear. Charles seems to have an unnatural amount of trust for her, although no one can figure out why. And the rest of the Primogens tolerate her because no one wants to step in that particular bag.
Wow.
Well, we know she's done whatever it's called.
Diablerie.
Diablerie. We know she's done. I can tell you that she's accomplished Diablerie. That's for sure. That might have something to do with Charles' affinity for her.
I mean, could have been from a blood hunt at some point. Could have been if she's that high up in the tower and hasn't seen the final death over it. It may have been sanctioned.
Exactly. It might have been per request of the prince. Who knows?
So what happened? Okay, so y'all decided to go in there. So what did you guys find Ruby? Is she?
Wasn't she there and we had just missed her or something?
I thought we just saw the picture.
Ruby was never. You guys never did find Ruby or.
Okay, so, yeah, no, we never did find Ruby. We definitely interacted with Bianca for a quick second, unintentionally. And
Andrea looks at you, Alice, and goes, "I see."
you have a face mark on you.
What?
You have a you literally have a face mark. Your character has a handprint.
Oh,
on
I thought you were talking about like my lipstick went all over. I was like, what the fuck did I do? What? Don't do this. And you have something on your face.
You, I mean,
In character, we do. You do.
Right. It's just your eyes got real big, so I thought that I was like,
no, that would be
No.
a whisper
Right.
in chat. That would totally be a whisper in chat. I'm letting you know. If
And-
anything's like that ever, I would totally let you know.
and knowing how often I leave chat closed, I would probably miss it.
Oh, you mean
right.
in this game? In
So-
the game?
Right.
Oh.
Like a lot of times I just have it popped out.
Ah.
But tonight there's
Unblocked,
only the
like-
4 of us on stream, so it doesn't pop the 5th box to the bottom. So I leave it closed, then everybody on stream gets a nice view. But yeah, so I've got the handprint from hell. I've been marked. Maybe by the beast. Just saying.
and who says that? I'm assuming the absence of the 4th member of your coterie is due to the previous evening.
I was under the assumption Vic was setting up the door.
Well, he wasn't down a door. He wasn't down a door earlier.
Maybe he's gone off on his own little adventure.
Speaking of other adventures, what about your sire? What happened to him?
We left him whole, right? I didn't kill him, did I?
Yeah. No, you didn't.
Okay.
You wanted to.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why
you
I was. That's why I was like, I know I was
Didn't
mad.
Help us get out. Yeah, he picked you up, and
You picked.
I picked
Uh,
up.
Vic did it.
Vic was coaxed out by Henry.
Oh, that's right. Vic was having his.
He was having
Went down.
delusions. Yeah, he was hallucinating. His wife and his past son.
He was also cuckoo bananas.
Bianca's got lots of cuckoo banana powers.
Yeah, it comes with the territory.
What do you know about her capabilities, Andrea?
I know she's old.
Yeah, I know she's powerful.
She's. No one likes to, even amongst the tower. Nobody screws with her. And she
That's
leaves.
something.
She, aside from having Charles's ear, seems pretty happy to leave everybody else on the Primogen Council to their own schemes, as long as it doesn't affect her. But she's got her own games that she's playing. No one can figure it out.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Nice club, though.
Agreed. Even though it is a bit yuppie for my taste.
Can that actually be something you say? Just saying, like, Being Mr. Schmancy Fancy Michael.
Oh, yeah, but yuppies are boring.
Andrea coughs under her breath and says, I'm going to go get the car ready.
I guess, like, I'll see you guys when you get back.
Oh, yay, fun.
Am I going on this?
Well, that was pretty much, I thought, the consensus with the line of reasoning.
Are you getting, well, weren't you going to get basically be able to get us in the door to talk to them?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm driving, you're going. Are you coming with us, Mr. Starwell? Are you going to sort through things here?
I'm gonna sort through some things here.
All right. Andrea leaves the room.
Assuming things go easy and quick on this little memory erase thing, do you want us to cruise by the apartment that we firebombed afterwards and see if there's anything we need to get rid of if we have time?
I'm trying to figure out if the risk is even worth it. How, like, depending on how well everything was firebombed.
Well, I mean, you know me, I'm pretty lackadaisical. I don't really think it's worth going back because, I mean, what? But I'm also not a detective.
Right, new prints after a firebomb is kind of suspicious.
I mean, it had to have been reported last night. Maybe Al could check with her contact, and although that's kind of suspicious too. We should just leave it.
Somebody's overthinking things for once.
It's because I got all that awesome blood last night.
I didn't know IQ points transferred by blood.
Yeah, they don't last long, I don't think.
Okay, shit, I don't know what to do. Yeah, go for it. See if there's any chance. It's probably already crawling with like EMT, and I think whatever has been found would have been found by now.
Yeah.
If it's left alone, see what you can dig up.
Well, here's my little confusion out of game.
Okay, please, because I am confused as well.
When Andrea firebombed it, I thought that was pretty much like she toasted the entire inside of that place. It was going to probably result in a fire alarm, which meant the fire was going to spread even further, and then the fire department was going to show up and put it out. That's what I thought.
Right, and theoretically, we should have searched for safes before everybody left.
Yeah, but so now I'm kind of wondering, because if I'm hearing stuff like there could be things left that could be found, does that mean she just firebombed the corpse somehow?
No, that's assuming that he had maybe like a fireproof safe.
No, I'm asking Senior Storyteller over there.
So the incendiary device that you saw go off wasn't an explosive device. It was literally for setting fires. And when you left, there was smoke billowing out of that window. So that apartment was probably toasted.
Right. So the only way there would be anything left that maybe could be found that would be worthwhile would be if it wasn't something like a fireproof safe, which I would be totally shocked if he had one of those in that shithole place. And then whatever doesn't burn because it hasn't burned long enough. But I mean, am I wrong in thinking I mean, I'm no forensics expert, but I'm thinking what could be left that could be a problem for us?
Well, just to throw out some myriad ideas for you, bodies are often burned after somebody's killed them. They're going to try to disguise what happened. It rarely ever works. In addition, um, fires, while effective at wiping things out, often are very spotty. That's why a lot of times when people have like house fires, even if they're 4 alarm fires, they can still go through and sift through the wreckage and still end up finding,
Right.
of
Yeah, I
photos.
mean, I get all that too. I just guess I figured, so that's why I'm asking for some clarity on the incendiary device, because I didn't think it was like, okay, we dumped over a candle next to the guy. This was a deliberate attempt to burn the shit out of the entire place to erase all the evidence.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm with you on this one of
No point of going back.
I don't see, unless like there's some crucial
Well,
something gameplay wise that we've missed
right.
out on.
So then
We handle the kids. We handle the kids.
Here's the thing. Serial killers like to put shit down. They like to keep records of what they've done, which tends to bite them in the ass sometimes. But it's an ego thing, and it isn't beyond the stretch of imagination that like crazy journals or like evidence or collections or anything can be found in places of safekeeping related to this person. So whoever is going to like investigate the firebombing, they're going to be like, all right, who rents this? Holy shit, look at all these body parts. Who lives here? Do they have anything anywhere? Like anything like to their name? And is there anything hidden anywhere that could have anything that can give us a lead?
Right. Well, also the guy, yeah, I would like to go back, and I'm assuming it's going to be crawling with investigators, or would have already been by now. They probably would have done their thing and left. So there may not be any point in going back, but if it's cool, I wouldn't mind going by. If it's worth looking at, maybe just take a little sneaky peek.
I'm just along for the ride.
Yeah, drive by if it doesn't seem like there's a lot of heat on the place. Poke around if you want to, but if it's going to be found, it might have already been found.
Yeah, I'm wondering what he might have known about who else was responsible for the other killings that he wasn't. But anyway, okay, we'll play it by ear, I guess.
Psycho serial killer circle. If he's only responsible for a few, maybe he's got other weirdo psycho ass friends.
Well, he knows the ones he's not responsible for. That doesn't mean he knows who's responsible for the others, but
no, I'm just
yeah,
thinking out loud.
Definitely people who will pad, so to speak, their resume as prolific killers, because again, there's an ego thing sometimes, where there's a narcissistic aspect of like, I am so great, I am so wonderful, I am so powerful, look at how strong I am, and they'll just like, fuck it, I'll claim that, it's mine too.
Well, let's go take care of the kids and then see what happens.
Awesome. Well, this seems like an excellent place to take a quick bio break.
Sure. I mean, if we need another one, we need another one later. It's fine. All right, guys. Well, for everybody still with us, we're going to take a quick 10-minute-ish break. Go get something to drink, bathroom break, snack. We'll see you back here. Right. And we're back. Thanks everybody for sticking with us. And we'll jump back into it.
Let's fill Pixie in.
Yes, I did miss a couple minutes.
We had a little discussion and kind of thought that maybe we metagamed that whole conversation a little too much about going back, and figured probably the proper course of action is to not go back to the apartment that we torched.
That was my opinion.
So
Idaho wouldn't care, and Michael wouldn't be okay to returning to the scene of the crime. Be like, no, why would you go back?
So forget all that. So we're just gonna go check out our minds at the kids.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
All right, is Andrea driving?
Yeah.
She's got the 1.5 points in drive skill or whatever.
So, Andrea's waiting in the car for you guys.
I'm gonna run as fast as I can to get there and sit next to her.
She's got the passenger side door locked.
I have Protean straight now. I'm gonna do a Vic and rip the whole thing off, or Protean. I'm ripping the door off.
Moira is screaming.
No, whatever. Just jumping in. Let's go.
The drive is mostly quiet. It is the neighborhood when you get there is what you would expect from every suburban neighborhood. A lot of same-ish houses, same-ish cars. Trying to navigate these places is always a nightmare without having GPS. When you get to the house, there are the flickering lights in the windows of maybe a TV on or something like that, but the house is otherwise dark. How do you want to approach this?
Well, I guess that's what I'm going to say to the crew is like, do you want me to just walk up and knock on the door, or should we go try to take a sneak peek, or what?
I'd just say we cut and dry. You and me approach the door. Obviously have Andrea ready as getaway driver, as is her role. Just knock on the door, and they've seen you before. Hopefully,
They've seen me before. Yeah,
they still
last night.
Right.
But
and
the only thing that's kind of worries me is it just the kids in there now, or somebody else showed up?
You're gonna find out.
Are there cars that you don't recognize in the driveway?
Are you peering into the window?
No, yeah, I get that's what I'm asking them. Are we going to walk up and knock on the door? Or are we going to go sneak peek? That's what I asked.
You are playing the player. Move him around and make him do the things. Make him jump. You can push
I
things.
told
can
you
push
what
things.
Alice wanted to do.
All right.
Andrea is going to say, what are you going to tell the kids about their mom?
Nothing. We're going to do the mind zap on them, and then we're going to leave.
So all you have to do is get them to open the door.
Let's go. I'm walk up to the front and
Wait. Time out.
just moved Idaho to the front door and knocked.
How visible is this process from the street? Is it wiser to do it inside the door?
No, like I said, all we need him to do is open the door. From there, we can gain. If they trust him enough to open the door, they will trust him enough to let him in.
Also, not for nothing, but two vampires are likely going to be able to pretty easily overpower two small children.
True. I wasn't talking about overpowering. I was just wondering, I didn't know that the plan was to go in.
I mean, unless one of them is Macaulay Culkin. If one of them is Macaulay Culkin and they set up the house, you guys are
even that.
well.
No, I'm killing it.
I mean, even that, maybe not so much.
Pig hand to the head would kill someone.
Yeah, it really would. So many of those things were fatal.
When you knock on the door, there is a lengthy amount of time. You can hear shuffling around inside. Eventually, the same little boy who answered the door yesterday answers again today. His hair's disheveled, unkempt, like he hasn't been combed. He's wearing stripy pajamas. He looks at you, and then he looks over his shoulder. And Tracy emerges holding a bag of Cheetos. She doesn't look particularly worried.
She does not look particularly worried.
No.
Another Saturday night for these kids.
She,
Okay. Hey kids, what's up?
she goes, none hanging out, enjoying the snacks that you bought for us. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So nothing new regarding your mom or anything? Nothing with the cops or anybody?
No. Did you have you found my mom?
No, I mean, I do have a little bit of info. Is it cool if we come in for a little bit?
Sure. I mean, have you checked the bathroom stalls at whatever bar that she was at last night?
Oh, yeah, that was one of the first things we did. I mean, before I even came over here.
Gross.
So, yeah. All right, well, hey, all right, so mosey on in.
The inside of the house is about what you would expect from being left alone with two kids. It is
Trashed.
trashed.
That's pretty aggressive for 24 hours, but okay.
Derek, I'm sorry. Unsupervised children taking care of themselves? There's nothing being cleaned up.
Okay, I've been an unsupervised kid, and okay, whatever. No point in even going down that road. Okay, all right. I'm just gonna look at Al like, well, do your thing, and let's get out of here.
Well, as my
Well, you know what? Sorry. I actually thought about this a second ago, and I don't know, it left my mind. I'm actually going to do a look around and maybe a little bloodhound to make sure there's nobody else there but the kids.
There is, without even having to look around, you can just use your nose. The only sources of blood that are nearby are standing in front of you.
Okay.
Two
I was just
little
worried
pink
that
scarabs.
somebody else had joined. You know, I didn't want there to be an unexpected person to stumble in from another room, like an uncle or some shit that was there waiting for H.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I'm going to kind of look at Al and say, and kind of glance at the kids and go, or no, I'm going to look at Al and just be kind of stage whisper. Nobody else is here but them.
okay, would you like to introduce me to your little friends?
I don't even know both of their names. Aren't you going to do your thing and let's just get out of here? Why are we trying to be polite?
Well,
I thought you
see,
knew
this
their
is
names.
this is where Michael's finesse should be rubbing off on you. But
But
let me
what
take
the
the
fuck?
reins.
I'm doing a memory wipe. What the hell?
Did you actually say that out loud in front of the kids?
No,
Okay.
I'm saying that out of game. I don't understand why we would do that if we're going to wipe their memory.
Because you still have to talk to a person,
I still have to gain their trust, and then
you know.
Yeah,
"Hi,
it's this is not MIB whoop whoop like
I don't know what it is. I don't know how the power works. Yeah, hey guys, this is my
Okay.
friend Al. You know, we work together. Just we're worried about you guys.
So guys, I just wanted to come and check in on you with my own two eyes. How are you holding up?
The older kid is a little suspicious, but the younger kid is like, fine. You found my mom?
Well, I was hoping to have a chat with you guys about that. Can we sit down?
Okay. He kind of sleepily stumbles into the living room and throws himself down on the couch. The Tracy is reluctant, but she follows after him. The house is not in the best condition. There are water spots on the ceiling. There are pictures that are kind of haphazardly hung, missing paint in some of the walls. Uh, the house looks like it's not exactly falling apart, uh, but it's not in good shape. Whoever has been living here has obviously not been taking care of the insides very well.
Yeah.
Sitting on the couch, Jason's like, "So, what do you want to tell us?"
Okay. Out of game. Do I have to roll for this one?
Against an unprepared mortal, no.
Okay.
So there's no way that they would ever conceive of this happening. So no.
You
Okay.
could also ask their names too.
Well, at this point, if I've gotten this far with them, I'm fine with that. So, at this point, God, it's been a while since I've done this. So for this one, would I be just extracting the memory of a certain event, or can I roll their memory back to a certain event?
So with your cloud memory, basically you are making them forget.
Okay.
So it is literally going into their memory and basically smudging out that event. Now, as you know from what happened with Ruby, particularly traumatic events can be re-triggered. But things like
This seems normal for them.
Yeah, forgetting a name, forgetting a face.
A random face.
Yeah, I say I just roll back the last, 36 hours?
I mean, how precise is the discipline? Is it she has to wipe the whole last 36 hours, or she can just go back and wipe the encounter they had with Idaho, or what?
So the actual discipline basically says that they can forget the last few minutes and the current moment. For the sake of this, clouding somebody's memory, in my mind, doesn't just mean the last few minutes. It can, with somebody who's powerful enough to do it, it can be an extended time period of up to a couple days.
Yeah, we want to go at least the few hours before Idaho ever showed up.
Right.
Mm.
You might want to also ask Idaho to leave the house while you talk to them.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, I'm wiping the both of us being there, all of it. Like,
Fair,
Yeah,
true.
The one thing
and we run, right?
So the one thing that you will need to do is to roll for effectiveness, because you are wiping out a fairly large chunk of time here.
So maybe it's just 24 hours?
I mean, it is less than 24 hours, but whatever.
Yeah. This is already like over 24 hours now.
No, it would be less.
It's probably right around. I mean,
you would have showed up like it would have been 24 hours, but not 32. You don't really need to do anything more than like maybe.
Yeah, whatever you think we need to do, Storyteller.
So if you're looking to simply erase the memory that you were there, the last 24 hours would be sufficient.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are going to need to roll your charisma and your discipline. Now, because are you going to try to do it on each of them individually, or are you trying to do it to both of them at the same time?
What would the difference be?
Well, if you're trying to be a show-off and you're trying to do it to both of them at the same time, then you basically, even though the number of successes you need is reasonably low, you'll need to get double, because you need to convince two people at once.
So I guess like if you sent one for a glass of water, we're taking care of one.
Yeah. That seemed that.
The upside is that if you are successful enough to do both at the same time, then they will both forget the same amount of time. Whereas if you do them individually,
they are young kids. Excuse me, kids, and I don't. At this point, they shouldn't even really be suspicious of us. So
you can always burn a willpower if you need to get a couple extra successes.
that's true. Yeah, let's go for broke. We'll go for both of them. What am I rolling here?
So it's your charisma and your discipline. So your charisma is 3. Your discipline is 2. So you're rolling 4 and
1.
4 and 2. 3 and 2.
Oh.
Excuse me. You have 2 hunger dice.
So 4 and 2. Good luck, everybody.
So you rolled 1 success. You can re-roll. Oh, that's not the correct amount of rolls, so you're going to need to re-roll that. Because it's supposed to be, because you have 3 charisma.
Oh, 3 and 2, not 4 and 2.
Oh,
Yeah, 3 and 2.
You corrected. Okay, I thought you were telling me. Okay, sorry.
No worries, so that doesn't count.
Yeah, that was
3 and 2.
Practice roll.
Right?
Okay, so
Yes.
that is,
I did it.
you are 1 short of what you need to get both of them. Are you going to spend a willpower?
Yes.
Okay, so you can re-roll 2 white. You can re-roll technically all 3 white if you want to, but you have 1 success already.
So it'd be no red?
No, right, you cannot re-roll blood dice.
Right. I'm just saying, like, I need to.
Yeah.
So 2 white.
Right.
Oh, bam!
There you go.
Turned him into vegetable.
As you
No!
Jesus Christ. Yes, Nita, what are you doing?
as you look at the kids, their eyes kind of get a little glassy. They seem very sleepy, almost kind of fuzzy. It is they're kind of trying to figure out how they, like, you can, it's that look on somebody's face when they first wake up, when they're still trying to figure out how they got there, what they're doing. You've seen it on plenty of drunk people before.
Idaho's normal morning.
Days go by.
Well, then let's get the hell out of Dodge before they focus on us.
So you leave and head back to the car.
Yeah. Job well done. Thanks for cleaning up my mess.
Back at the club. What are you doing, Michael?
Shoot. I forgot I'm in this game. I guess I would be following up leads again. I'm trying to remember how me and Alcire left it last night.
At the very end of the evening, Henry helped Vic into the car, and you guys drove off.
Yeah. That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay. I'm gonna call him and hopefully not catch him. I would like to leave a message if possible.
You're gonna call Henry? You don't have contact info for him.
Screw it. All right, then I'm gonna call Shakespeare Return to his phone call finally.
After about 3 rings, Shakespeare picks up. It's about bloody time you called me back.
Hang up.
Oh, I called you back.
So, you wouldn't have happened to drop by the Thin Bloods lately, would you? Didn't happen to take care of the problem, by chance.
Problem is to protect them. Okay, meta. Can we do meta?
Sure.
My agreement with him is to take care of the Thin Bloods.
Well, was to take care of the problem of the Sabat shovelheads that had been tormenting them.
I guess we haven't done that yet.
No.
I did that one drive-through and everything looked strangely content.
Right.
That was about it.
We did some recon, but there was some suspicious, like,
What are you doing?
it was suspiciously quiet. We haven't gotten to get our hands dirty, so to speak.
You're telling him that?
What are you doing, Lita?
I wanna be on your shoulder. I'm gonna just be on your shoulder, okay? It didn't work.
Fat ass.
How's that scratch?
You're chunky butt. Oh,
How's your
I've
shoulder?
got so
Next.
many. I'm so that one. That one.
Viewership is going up. Shakespeare, after a long pause, so, well, they're gone.
The Thin Bloods or the Spot?
The Duskborn.
You mean they're all gone?
Haven't been able to find them.
I mean, that was our issue too. We couldn't find them when we went to go handle it. We found nobody. It was like a ghost town.
That is how I found it as well. So now the deal needs to change. Now I need you to find out what happened to them.
All right. I will call you back with what I find.
Thanks. Click.
Fuck. I text. Not what is the name of the Thin? Do we have the Thin Bloods information, like her phone number?
So you would have had contact information for Gloria, and you might have had the contact information for Huey, but you would not have had the contact information for the other two.
I'm gonna shoot a text to Gloria and Huey, be like, Grapevine's got me worried. Are you guys okay?
You do not receive any text back.
Can you, sorry, Idaho, can you mute for a second? That music's really distracting.
Oh yeah, I can lower the volume, no problem. I didn't realize it was that loud.
Okay, so I don't know what there is to do right now. I'm gonna go up to the floor. I'm gonna check some emails and check voicemails.
Mostly business related, nothing particularly kindred related, as it were.
And nothing personal.
Nothing personal.
All right, I go check on the club.
Okay, for now, I think. Hey,
Out on the floor,
wrist brace.
it
They're on
is a
and football.
pretty typical. Hey, I saw a brouhaha.
Mm-hmm.
He was offering me dinner, but I'm not that hungry yet, so.
There is it is a pretty, let's say, low-key night. It's not an unbusy night, but it is certainly not the giant rush that you have had for quite a few times.
Thank you.
Most recently. Okay. Sign on.
I know, he
Do I-
wants to, guys. He really does. He's so pissed off right now.
I know. What's it called? Do I see any familiar faces or anything worth snacking on?
The thing that you do see is Rhea is having what looks like a fairly intense conversation with it could be a girl, it could be a guy. It's kind of difficult to see under the parka.
Parka inside the club?
Yeah. The
I hate to interrupt, but I feel like we wouldn't have let that through the door.
It's a rat.
this is not a rat.
Oh, okay.
Like, we're pretty lax, but outerwear inside. I don't
Her or I should say there as
There. But thank you for letting us know it's a girl.
that's going to be changed. Their skin color is so black that it almost looks like stone, like liquid stone. There
Are we talking about those beautiful blue sub-Saharan tones?
the gold and silver chains and trinkets and charms that are dangling from around the neck, around the wrists, seem very purposeful. It doesn't just look like fashion. It looks
Protection?
something to that effect. It is almost has the effect of like a suit of armor.
Right. Power stones, amulets.
Infinity Stone. Sorry.
Crystals, amethysts, salt rocks.
Rhea seems very, very unhappy to be dealing with this.
I try to saunter up as quietly and unnoticeably as possible. Just approach from behind. So Rhea sees me, not necessarily this person. And I approach Rhea and I'm like, Rhea, darling, is there something I can help with? And I turn and face this individual.
His features are androgynous. The only thing that gives away is the Adam's apple. But the head is underneath of the parka is completely shaven, bald. The lips are the same color as the skin. It is a striking effect, particularly attached to those crystal blue eyes. He bows, perhaps a little more than necessary. People in the crowd around are kind of stepping back and are a little perturbed, shall we say. They're a little uncomfortable. When he stands, he says, "My name is Abrasi."
Is what?
Abrasi.
Say that? Can you spell that?
Drop it in the chat.
I can't indeed spell that.
1 second. Come on, then. Can you make up your mind?
No, they never can.
The cat is doing the I'm going to claw incessantly and meow at the door, but then I'm just going to lead you away from where you are because I want you to feed me. Because I chose you, not any of the other bipedal. You must be me.
He says, "You are the prince, correct?"
Me? Prince? God, no. I mean, I've kissed Prince before, but I'm not a prince. I'm the.
He looks around very confusedly. He said, "You are not the prince of West Philadelphia?"
Baron.
Ah, yes.
Think of me as a bit of middle management.
He says, "I need help."
Follow me. And I lead him to a booth so we can talk a little bit more.
He slides into the booth and he pulls the hood on his parka back. The jewelry does not just go around his neck. It is attached to his ears. It goes up the back of his head. It gives
Xerxes.
Pretty much, I'm getting that.
It gives almost the effect of being closer to etchings or tattoos than jewelry in terms of how fitted it is to.
It might actually be like surface work or scarification.
Abrasi says, I am running. I was assisting a chantry in Miami who is attempting to import relics.
Of what kind?
Things that would be valuable to Tremere, things that would be valuable to furthering research and study on what is causing the elders to leave for the Middle East.
The elders of your clan.
Of all clans. The beckoning happens to all save one.
And who is the one?
They are not one. They are shall we say, they are many who chose to fuse themselves into one clan. They are the necromancers. But I am running because I found evidence of something that seems impossible.
You should follow me somewhere more private.
He nods and stands.
I'll go to my office.
He looks
And
about.
and I also check things. We have become paranoid since the last time.
So by check things, what do you mean?
Sense the unseen.
All right, so since the unseen, you're looking at wits and aspects. So you're looking at 3 and 1 for your roll.
Big money. Yay! No Emmy.
You do not see anything lurking. There's no rats in the corners that you can see. There's no shadows that seem to be stretching longer than they should. Abasi sits in front of your desk and waits for you to finish your corner searching.
I mean, yeah, I close blinds, lock doors. I think I would have become paranoid and started searching for bugs at this point.
He waits.
Not like really, but like passively, occasionally have things swept. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. Yeah, just close the doors, lock the windows. No rats. I sit down.
That's,
Please continue.
you need a place to hide until I can figure out a way to connect with members of the chantry here. Can you, if you could put me in touch with the members of the chantry here, he seems a little stuck. He goes, I apologize. I do not know where I am. This is all quite foreign to me.
Somebody's cat is going crazy.
It's not mine. But I thought I was hearing something high pitched, like I don't know.
There's definitely somebody's cat going a little ape.
What are you doing?
Is it gone? Did it stop?
Yes.
Yeah, that was El Jefe.
That was what?
That was El Jefe.
El Jefe. Yeah, sounded like a bossy one. Would I know where the chantry is?
So, this poses a special problem for you.
Yeah, because this is Tremere.
You do not know where the Tremere Chantry is here. And the more to the point, the Tremere Chantry is a part of the Ivory Tower.
Right.
What do you think you're doing?
And I'm getting a sense that this one is Tremere, which is also Ivory Tower.
What are you doing on the desk?
Well, so possibly yes. Now, the Tremere have effectively split into three factions.
Okay.
And you would know this from being around. The three factions of the Tremere that they split into were House Carnifex, House Karna, I always forget the third one, and House Shrek.
Shrek?
Guys, can we just not with the names? I had such a hard time with the first two, and then you hit me with
Ugh.
Shrek. I mean, seriously?
I gotta take my nose
Carnifax?
ring out.
Carfax? Really?
Oh,
So the original two, or shall we say the House Carnifex and House Shrek, are very, very much Ivory Tower aligned. Now, also worth mentioning is that Tremere are universally untrusted because they, more so than perhaps any other clan in the world of darkness, place their clan over any sort of political faction that they are a part of. So, however, House Karna is a very big split from the other two. Um, they are often considered to be um, somewhat heretical. Uh, they are outcasts in some cases. They tend to be a lot less of a pyramid in terms of how they treat their members. Uh, they are much more of a matriarchal system than a patriarchal system.
Okay.
Um, and they definitely recruit from, on occasion, very questionable sources.
What does that mean?
Um, so, oftentimes with House Tract or House Carnifex, the people who were recruited were exceptionally good, were exceptionally studious. They were exceptionally scientists, doctors, in some cases.
They were impressive in some way or form.
Intellectual more than that. They were
I mean,
renowned.
but like, no, but that's what I mean by impressive. Like they have impressive careers or accomplishments or knowledge base or.
Well, not even necessarily. They weren't always necessarily the most accomplished in terms
Okay.
of their lives, but they were accomplished in terms of their ability to research, their ability to focus on things, their ability to solve problems.
They
Where
are the hey, get off the mouse. Higher education of the whole thing.
very, very much. Where with House Karna, when Tremere kind of split inside of itself, and the three separate internal houses occurred, Karna was a lot more content to recruit from, say, Wiccans, from people who claim to be magicians, who claim to be
Seers, yeah,
seers and fortune tellers,
witches, Strigia, people who are
the result
into magical thinking,
right.
Believe in angels.
The result there being that, while they are perhaps not as focused, they're also significantly more liberated in terms of their ability to work and act and think for themselves. They're also not necessarily very fondly thought of by the other members of Tremere, as they are treated as the unruly children and are often attempted to be brought back into the fold.
And they're called the Karna.
House Karna. Yes.
House Karna. Well, I ask him. Well, I say I'm going to take it that you are House Karna, since you're not headed towards the tower.
He droops his head.
Stealing my chair.
I am not, but I fear that I would not be welcome otherwise.
Wait, he said he is not? Who was after you?
I'm not sure his name, but the title in Miami was that of Scourge.
Oh God. No, we've dealt with this person before, haven't we?
Well, Scourges in the Ivory Tower that is a particular position that is given to people where sheriffs are in charge of enforcing the traditions and bringing people before the prince. Scourges are just basically enforcers. They are, at best, they are hunters. At absolute worst, they are basically sociopaths that will go take their job, quite seriously and wiping out whoever they're supposed to murder.
Overanxious bounty hunters? Overzealous bounty hunters? The bloodlust?
More like just cops.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just cops.
Just cops who just want to kill all of the people.
So cops are after him. You don't know which Scourge, just Scourge of Miami.
I assumed that I would be safer here, but I am without a home.
How, if we're going to be up against anybody, I'm going to need the details of how you've gotten yourself into this situation and what this entails.
At about this time, we're going to say that Idaho and Alice and Andrea hit me right. And are informed that you are, by Rhea, that you are holding court with a guy or maybe a girl in a parka and body armor.
Yeah.
So, are you guys going to head up, or are you guys going to attend other things in the club?
I imagine I would at least check in on Lane.
It is a pretty easy night. She is has more than enough time to be chatting with customers as she is going up and down the line.
No, if she's fine, then I'll go check in with Michael and give him a status report.
I know. What about you?
Sure.
So, Michael, you hear a knock on the door and can see the outline of Idaho and Alice. Are you going to let them in?
I'm going to say these are, this is my coterie. I hope you don't mind. We're very forthcoming with one another. And I say, come on in, guys.
The door opens.
As it does for this cat. Says the other person who's been up multiple times with the cats.
More than you guys, frankly.
Oh, good girl. You figured out how to open the door yourself. Good job.
As you walk in, he stands and bows to both of you as well.
Crazy formal, right?
Yeah, hi.
Alice curtsies.
He's not real sure what to do with that.
Well, she's a smartass, so it wasn't meant to make sense.
He
I mean, I'll give him a little head dip, just like almost as like, is this what's supposed to happen?
He turns back to you and says, I do not know if you would understand or accept the things that I found, or if that information would even be welcome.
You are in the land of misfit toys, and the unbelievable has become greatly believable lately. I think your chances are good, but the only way we're going to find out is if you actually let us know.
He looks at you, Idaho, and you, Alice. And he kind of gives a shake of his head. And he said, "What would you say if I told you that the Dark Father walks among us these nights?"
Like the devil? Yes, Idaho, please fill me in with your head shaking. I have no idea what's going on.
I know who he's talking about, but I don't think Idaho does.
Ah, okay.
He's talking about Kane.
Ah, yes.
He is here.
Is he driving a cab?
Well, I do not know what he's driving.
No, don't. No, that was not even in game. That was a reference to Bloodlines, and you know it. Idaho ain't saying shit about this. He has no idea what's going on.
We're all sitting here quietly listening.
Now, wait, can I just ask this out of game? With Michael's age and years, would Michael not have a clue what he means by the Dark Father?
So he might have some amount of idea, but keep in mind that um, the religious aspect, particularly of Kindred Society, has been mostly held by either the Sabbat, who are seen as kind of a bunch of religious heretics,
Mm-hmm.
and or the La Sombra.
Okay.
So someone claiming, well, okay, again, out of game, but people claiming that Cain walks among us have been as common as any other claim for the better half of the last several thousand years. It's never been proven.
Right. But this is all new to Idaho, so he's still just watching and listening.
Abresi says, "I know that it is perhaps unbelievable that our progenitor walks among us these nights. But I have reason to believe that he not only walks among us, but that he walks these streets."
He doesn't speak in a British accent, does he?
I would not know. I would assume not.
So let's say, what do you have to do with this?
When I was in Miami, I stumbled upon a group who were suddenly afflicted, shall we say, with this feeling of righteousness. They started to post pictures on your Book of Faces, started to put artwork out on the streets. They claimed that they had seen him, they had met him. Now, the Scourge quickly put an end to that.
I feel a butt coming on.
But the artwork that was left behind before it was destroyed seemed to indicate that there was more to these claims than had otherwise been seen.
How so?
Well, he reaches into the folds of his parka and pulls out pieces of printer paper. The pictures are different, but the style is
Unmistakable.
unmistakably the same as what you have already seen.
Our friend.
He points to one specific one. It looks very similar to one that you've seen, but in the one that you saw, where there was a shadow that was falling across the desert, in the background here, there is the outline in the rocks of a bell, though not cracked.
But another bell.
But the shape is unmistakably similar.
Hmm.
Abresi. When I brought this information forward to my chantry and attempted to talk to the head of our chantry, I was ridiculed. I was told that I was not to continue this line of research. I could not leave well enough.
You were told to leave it alone?
They do not believe that the Dark Father exists.
Yeah, but they didn't care that people were doing this artwork all over town, or that was already handled?
The Scourge handled that.
Okay. Okay.
But after that, too many coincidences.
How so?
Too many things.
I mean, I'm sure you're aware that there's been these claims since the time of vampiredom.
course. Of course, the that is the entire message of the hated Sabbat. That we are not living up to him, that he did not make us to be hiding, that he made us to rule.
Hmm. Please don't let me stop you. Continue.
I just need some place to stay. If you could point me to the Channery, maybe they would be more accepting of my things here.
Well, you have a place to stay with us, at least for tonight.
He
Not jump on my desk.
bows his head in thanks. And says, I owe you a boon for this.
In the meantime, is there anything we can offer you?
Come here.
He shakes his head and goes, simply shelter.
I'm sure you're road weary. If you let Moira, she'll settle you into one of our spares. I would hope in the evening you'd be willing to tell me more about your history. Unless, of course, you feel like chatting at the moment.
He says, I will take you up on settling in, and we will talk more.
Agreed.
Can I have my hand back?
Moira takes him. She shoots you a look that very obviously is, are you sure about this? As she escorts him down towards the basement.
I'm gonna ask her to make sure somebody's there to anticipate any possible needs our guest might have. Wink, wink.
Moira texts back that she'll take care of it. So, you now have a Tremere, who may or may not be on the lam,
Sounded like he was.
in your basement, who
Could be a ploy.
is claiming that the kindred progenitor itself is walking the streets of Philadelphia these nights.
Some?
A couple weeks ago, I wouldn't have believed him.
Who's he talk? Who's he? What is he talking about? Who's the Dark Father?
The first vamp.
Oh,
The Dark Father. The one who created us all.
That sounds scary.
If he's still alive, the years alone that he's been alive is enough to put fear, because that is power unmatched.
Hmm.
But it's like saying Jesus came back for the judgment. You know, there's a million cults saying it's going to happen today.
Yeah.
OJC. Before Shaw and the farm and the Justicards and the Second Inquisition, I'm a little bit more receiving in these things. It would be our freaking luck.
It was the best of times. It was the end of times.
Ah, I love it when you read my mind, Al.
With
It's
that
gotta
said,
be a reason you keep me around other than my good looks.
let's take a quick bio break.
Sounds good. All right. Everybody in chat, we will be right back. Get a snack, take a potty break, and we'll meet back in about 10. Hold up. You could have cried about your salad on stream. That's fine. Everyone can relate.
Okay.
Everyone can
Salad tastes
relate
like I'd rather be
to
fat.
somebody getting, you get your heart set on a certain way. You made things, you wanted it, and then
I
Yep.
am like queen of salads, by the way. I make the best ones.
I love salad.
All about the flavor combinations and the way that they play on each other.
I get so happy about chocolate.
Chocolate is amazing. Chocolate is the best thing in the world.
I finished mine earlier today. I don't have any more in the house.
Oh no.
I have a refrigerator full. I have a
It was
fridge.
dark chocolate with chili. It's so good.
Ooh. I do like that chocolate
Very
combination.
It's very good.
Right now I'm enjoying a really lovely dark chocolate with sea salt and roasted almonds. It is spectacular. Mm-hmm.
That does sound good.
It's very good. I have a hard time not eating it all in one sitting.
Yeah.
It's just so easy to go down.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're so problematic.
Okay, so we left off with escorting the Jesus freak away.
So he is now downstairs and has been set up in one of the open rooms. So it is the three of you still in your office. So what do you guys want to do?
How did the kids thing go? Any bumps?
It would not seem so.
All right, that's good. That's one lucky break.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think about Xerxes over here?
Hmm.
Did you get a read of him off of him, Alice? Did you have anything, any voices or anything come around?
Let me think. Nope. Radar's clear.
All right then.
I mean, I think we came in late in the conversation. I'm still not even sure what the hell was going on with that, but
He is. So I tell them the story he just regaled me with. I tell them about the fact that he says he's on the lam, that he thinks that the creator is back and walking among us,
yeah.
that he doesn't trust his own coterie to the point where he came to us instead of the tower.
Yeah, that was the thing that we missed. And that was what I was kind of curious about. Like, okay, so this guy is in a clan that is part of the tower, but he came to us to hide from the Camarilla that are chasing him from Miami.
It looks like, if he's not lying to us, but you know.
that could get us in a shitload of trouble, couldn't it?
More
Well,
than we already are.
how exactly do we check his story at this point? That's my question.
I mean, do we have anybody in Miami that can like tell us some rumors?
I mean, for something like that, you would be best suited to talking to, reaching out, using boons, trading for boons, amongst other people who are high up in kindred society or who might have the ability to reach out. But as it currently stands, you don't really have a way to check his story. And of course, you have yet to make the acquaintance of your local Tremere, so you don't even really have the ability to contact his clan here.
So he said this has something to do with the artwork that we saw down in the subway.
Mm-hmm.
Or he thinks it does.
Do we have how much time is left at the night? Oh, it's late.
So you've probably got about a solid maybe hour and a half, 2 hours before you need to consider retiring.
Well, so what do you guys think? Obviously, this is something to do with our friend in the sewers. Because that's the only other person who makes paintings like this.
I mean, we can go see if we can find more paintings or was it Yaru?
Yoru.
Yaru or, you know.
Well, I
that's
mean,
the thing.
we've gone that route, have we not?
We have gone that route. But if this guy's story is correct, then the one who's chasing him is also influencing Yoru. And that's the reason they're throwing up all these paintings.
Yep. I mean, I really don't know. This sounds like it's way beyond me.
Idaho's like,
I mean, he shows up off the street. We have no idea who he is. He wants help from us that could possibly get us in trouble.
But that's how we've always been.
Okay.
We are the light at the end of the tunnel for the misfits of, you know.
I just my vote, boss, but like maybe keep with, I don't know if element of surprise is the right word, but the fact that if he has not allowed others to know he is here, then isn't this the best time to check out his story before just running back down in the sewers?
Yeah, I just don't want to give anybody a heads up. Ow.
Well, when we had our show and when Sonny was here and I had my little conversation with Sonny, Sonny implied that the Nosferatu know everything that goes on in here all the time. So I don't know if she was fronting or if there are just no secrets from them in here.
There's just no secrets from them. It seems.
Maybe they know about Miami.
I mean, but I got your back, unless I feel like I'm gonna be, let out into daylight, but up until that point, I've got your back. It's just a point of...
Who do we? Oh, okay. So Storyteller. Sorry, this is out of game.
Sure.
You said we don't know anybody in Tremere.
No.
And Victoria is the closest ally we have to somebody in the Ivory Tower.
Yes. Although I'm very sure that Bianca would absolutely love to see you again, Alice.
I bet she would. Step up and find out.
Catch me outside.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was just on the precipice of an idea, and then it just flittered away. Idaho, would it be possible to call Sunny in? Oh no, that's not worth it, because then we're going to rat him out immediately.
I mean, this is something that's I'm sure Sonny would be interested in, but what are we going to get in exchange for talking about this with them? Would they know what's going on in Miami?
You hear, what about Miami?
Who just said that?
The rat from Outback steps out.
So that's since the unseen failed, huh?
Well, I followed you in.
Oh, okay. Is it Sonny?
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's the guy from the. All right.
Ah, shit.
I'm really resisting the urge to just punch him right in the face.
Why?
Okay, I'm gonna punch him in the face. Or
You
try.
actually gotta try. You gotta try for it.
Sure. I haven't used my potence yet. Let's do it.
All right.
Are you just gonna hit him out of a
You're just gonna
Yeah.
right hook for no
I mean, he
discernible
popped out of
reason to
nowhere.
us.
He was told in our presence to not come back, and he just snuck in uninvited and is acting like a shithead again. So yes.
I mean, he did kind of startle us. He's like, what about Miami? Pop.
So I'm gonna give him a hello.
Okay.
Punch.
No.
Pop
I
back.
just wanted to know
We
that
can have a conversation.
Okay. So couple questions. One, you are going to use prowess.
Oh, is that what it's called? I can never remember the damn name of it. I thought it was potence.
It is the name of the discipline is
Oh.
potence.
What did I learn from potence? 'Cause I know
Well,
there's-
soaring leap and prowess.
Oh, geez. Maybe I don't want to do this. Damn it. Can I just try to hit him and fall on my face? Would that be funnier? Like when I tried to do the sneak up to the house.
oh,
thing.
you're trying to kill him with, comedic laughter.
Oh, I'm not trying to. Let's see.
Because if you're attempting, so if you are attempting to attack him, it would be a strength and
all right, forget it. Whatever.
I mean, I guess like you could if
You want me
try
to roll
sucker
for
punch
it?
him.
I keep my brass knuckles in my pocket, so
I'm gonna say if you're if you were going to try to like sucker punch him, I would say probably strength and subterfuge.
Yeah, I was just going to try to be like,
Just pop him right off in the face
Yeah.
once he showed up.
what about Miami? And just look at him and bam. And then we can.
Ah, pop.
So
But
if you want
it'd
to,
really be more a Vix kind of thing.
I was gonna say, so if you want to do this,
The guy just pisses me off.
it
I
would
just think it'd be hilarious if Vic got like feigned startleness and just popped him in the face for like appearing.
Yeah, it'd be better if Vic were here to do it.
Or Idaho did it too.
I mean,
I think you could do it.
As I say, if you want to do it, it's 3 white, 1 red.
I don't.
I gotta make a quick interruption, guys. Just in breaking news. So, HB 2593 that would reduce penalties for cannabis concentrates and infused products passed 5-2 in the Texas Senate. So,
Really?
Congratulations, guys.
points.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Points. I just got the breaking alert, so.
Nice.
Yeah, boy.
All right, let's do it. What did you say it was?
It is
1 white and 15 red.
so if you were attempting to sucker punch him,
Yeah. Let's just do it.
What?
it'll be
What?
so it's gonna be
Oh
your
my
strength
god.
and your subterfuge.
You're gonna miss me. You're gonna miss
So
me.
it was 3 white, 1 red.
Go bye-bye.
Success.
Well, I don't know if it was enough.
But can I clean my glasses, please?
So it's going to be
Come on.
where is my cheat sheet? Nope,
Come on.
that's not what I want. Oh, it's right there. You go.
I'm good.
Yeah, I demand attention.
Yeah, I did. Did you know I had a tail?
Ooh.
That's some
man.
cosplay right there.
That's what I was hoping
man.
to get.
Oh man.
So you take a swing. He sidesteps your swing, and with
What are you doing?
a not exactly, shall we say, subtle way of doing this, but he catches your arm between his 2 forearms, and there is an audible pop
Oh, shit.
as your forearm snaps.
Yay.
God damn it.
He looks at you and goes, "Why?"
Why
Oh my-
you? Why'd you scare the fuck out of me?
I said,
He goes, "Is it my beautiful face? Do you just hate my beautiful face?"
I'm gonna leave the room.
So Idaho leaves
oh.
with his arm.
I wonder what got hurt worse, his arm or his masculinity.
Oh, I
I'm
don't-
sorry I made you do that, Idaho.
I'm joking. It's a joke.
Oh.
It's a joke.
Okay.
I mean, that's what the men folks say, right?
You got me. I was gonna say that I didn't think that if there was anybody that could be less masculine, it was probably Idaho. So I'm just gonna go somewhere to, do a little reset on the bone and whimper.
Okay, so this is because this is not a particular. So we will go do the mechanics of this. Surprisingly enough, broken bones are not all that difficult for vampires, particularly cleanly broken bones are all that difficult to heal. This is basically considered superficial damage for you. So if you want to do that, it is 1 rouse check to fix it.
Yeah, and I'm also, this is like a first time kind of thing for Idaho that was a vampire.
Yes, although you have also seen others happen.
Yeah.
Clyde, for example, who you saw him basically have to shove his internal organs back in his body.
I'm gonna go find Clyde and drink off of him to heal my bone.
He would not be against it. Although if you found him, he would definitely be like, "What the fuck happened to your arm?"
Go, well, it's that sewer rat that you guys let in with your poor security. So rouse check and/or feed off of somebody, or a rouse check?
No, to heal a superficial damage, it's just a rouse check. You'll heal it no matter what, but it will depend on if you get hungry.
Huh? I'll heal it no matter what. What?
You'll heal it no matter what. It just depends on if you get hungrier or not.
Oh, I got you. Oh, awesome. Let's see if I can fail.
Love you so much.
Yes.
So,
So I am going to go whenever. I mean, it's not important right now, obviously, but I'll go look around for somebody to snack on at some point.
so as you do this, you feel it. It is a weird sensation. It is painful, but it is also unique. You can actually feel in your arm the bones fusing back together, the wounds around it resetting itself and making it whole again. It is
Creepy.
both creepy and cool to watch as you watch your flopping arm basically right itself.
Mm-hmm.
Could use some of that healing magic right now.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the office. He's like, I don't know what all that was about, but so who's the new guy?
Somebody else punch him.
Well, you could have asked him that before you kind of jumped the gun in a place you have not been officially welcomed.
Yeah, I'm here all the time.
God, this guy.
And you know if you were caught.
Do I know his name yet?
Nobody's has ever asked him his name.
I could have swore I did.
All right.
In the
No,
alley,
Thing.
right?
What's your name?
Me, I'm Roy.
Well, Roy, you seem to be here a lot louder lately. I feel like this isn't the first time, or the second, or third, or fourth, or fifth, or sixth, or... Shame we've never gotten you to pay cover.
I mean, I would just steal it out of a tip jar. I did.
Where is Vic?
Well, I know for a fact my tills could not be off that much. So are you just...
No, I've never paid cover.
What
Look,
can I do for you, Roy? What brings you to my little nook?
I mean, the same thing I'm always here for. I get paid to be here.
Who's paying you today?
There's a couple different people. You have a surprising amount of people who are really interested in what's going on here. For, quite frankly, how little tends to really happen here. But it makes me money and gets me favors, so I'm not against it.
Well, you had to have a damn good reason to blow your cover.
Well, yeah, the dude with the jacket. He's not from around here. I'm just curious as to who he is.
Oh, that makes two of us.
So you're letting somebody who you don't know have a space in
No,
your
that we.
basement? Like, this is like, if this is true, your level of carelessness is a secret I could sell unto itself.
What's that old adage? Enemies close. You mean friends close?
I don't think that meant keep them in the basement.
Frankly, Michael can have his own intentions. Mine simply pan out to he asked for sanctuary. I feel I can give him 24 hours in an attempt to figure out his story.
What's he want sanctuary for?
That's not for you to know. It's just a matter of we had a conversation, and now you seem very interested in that conversation. So I want to know why.
Well, like I said, a lot of people are interested in what goes on.
Okay, well, then
So
who
how
is
about
it so fucking interesting to? This particular information.
Oh, are we trading? Is this a trade?
Well, I'd have to know a credible source. I say as I obvious make that an obvious dig.
So you want to know who wants to know who's walking through your doors?
No. Well, yeah, I want to know who wants to know this.
And if I tell you, then you'll tell me what this is, why this person is seeking refuge here.
What do you think, Michael? Is that... I don't know. How do we feel about that kind of deal?
I think it's doable.
Okay.
So do we have a deal?
We do. And I put my hand out and then think better of it because he's a filthy rat.
Yeah, he put his hand out too, and it was grimy and covered in blood that maybe is a little old.
Smells old.
Smells a little furry.
I'm going to go off camera, but I am here and I am on mic, so.
He says, all right, I will accept your deal. Charles, why is he here?
Oh, jeez. No surprise.
Running away from family that doesn't understand him. Doesn't believe him.
Roy looks at you with a deeply unsatisfied face. He says, all right. If he's running away from somebody, then I guess how much is it worth for them to not know that he's here?
How much do you believe in boogeymen?
Well, I say we get our information, because if we're going to go tit for tat here, we can go tit for tat. I don't want to give our entire hand away. obviously he doesn't need to know everything.
No, I mean, like, Home Slice hasn't given us much anyways. So I'm not trying to, I'm giving them, like, I'm not lying to him, but I'm also like, don't really have information.
So then let's make a trade. Then what do you want to know?
What information would you, well, Michael can, my vote on the ask would be what information this person can get about Miami, has about Miami, or connections to Miami. But because I see that as our way of possibly getting that conversational ball rolling. But I'm sure Michael has other ideas.
Can we go like do a quick refresh on what he actually just said to us? Because I don't know why my head's not bringing it up. He said he needs shelter. Kane's back. Nobody in his family believes it.
Well, when he found basically a group that was acting in a similar fashion to how Yoru is here. The difference is that the Ivory Tower dealt with them much more swiftly and had them eradicated. When he continued research on the topic, that was when he had to go flee.
So he's fleeing because he continued looking into the breach of the Masquerade that was put down.
He's fleeing because now he believes that Kane is walking these nights. After he was told not to continue inquiries into the topic.
I mean, that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna tell I'm gonna say he thinks the old father like walks amongst us, whenever a couple hundred drinks a little too much of the Kool-Aid.
Roy rolls his eyes as much as he goes, "You believed us? You bought it enough to actually give him a place to sleep?"
No, I bought it enough. I realized somebody in distress enough that needs a place to sleep.
Roy rolls his eyes again and goes, "Really is a sucker born every night."
This bitch really wants to die, does he not?
I don't know. I'm just gonna say
he is stepping up in here, disrespecting you.
Vamps outside the tower got to look out for each other.
So he's one of you. He's an anarch.
Doubt it. Just kindred in trouble.
All right. So what do you want to know? Since you've been so forthcoming.
Did I just miss the quick part where he revealed? Yeah, he said it was Charles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just double checking I heard that right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I said, if we can get anything about, I don't know.
Looking into this, okay,
because we can't ask about the Abrasi because he's obviously dumb to anything about him. So,
well, no, it's not only that, but like if anybody can find anything out, it is a rat. Like their networks are far larger, I think, than anybody else's, if I'm not mistaken. And since they deal in information, they are better at finding it. It's like hiring a private eye.
Well, I get that part. I'm just saying, at this point, we can't ask about this new person.
Right, without
we
giving them away. And
maybe the rat has some leads on what could be picking off the rest of the people from the flyers. He's a rat. Maybe he's hung around enough to see something.
Are you okay, Martha?
I'm going through the memory banks. I'm like speeding through my head an idea.
Okay.
Sorry.
We encountered him when we went out to look to investigate our neighborhood about the
Right.
disappearance.
No. I'm working angles. I'm going through the spider web that is this story. This is how I hold it. So I'm.
She's in her mind palace.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I want to find out.
I mean, if we can't work this angle with Abrasi, we might as well work some other angle.
Well, no, we can ask him to look into Sabat corrective actions in Miami, and that wouldn't really like give this guy away too much, I'm thinking.
You'd have to frame the question though. You need to frame it though in the mindset of we just want to know who's coming up in our house.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to figure out. How to get him to.
I wouldn't just outwardly be like, yeah.
No. No, that's why I'm talking it over with you guys. Like, I'm trying to think of like what to ask him to find out regarding this situation, which isn't going to give away what we are also hoping to find out. Jesus, what am I trying to say here? Oh, okay. I don't know. I have no fucking idea. Sorry, guys. Yeah, is there an actual viable way to having Roy find out who this guy is without it biting us in the ass?
I mean, if you were going to turn over his name and basically say, can you get any more information from?
Yeah, I feel the minute we give his name up, that's gonna put red flags on it. That's my fear, anyway.
I wouldn't use Roy.
That's just your hurt feelings and your hurt where I'm talking.
No, that was before that happened. When we encountered him out in behind the club, I immediately was just like, no, this guy is bad news. And Vic told him not to come around anymore. And yet here he is. I really wish Vic was in on this.
Yeah, again.
Maybe that's why he's come around.
Because Vic's not here. To be fair, when you live in the city, you either have rats or you have cats, and it looks like everybody's got rats.
Or I try to think of some way to either feed him misinformation or get him to feed misinformation to Charles. I mean, he doesn't have to help us with this guy.
Funnel some information up the chain. See who squeaks.
Why isn't anybody doing anything about the Masquerade breaches up here versus like in Miami? Why aren't people responding like you would expect them to?
It hadn't got to that point yet, or Charles
No,
thinks.
usually the tower is very like crazy about like.
Didn't he tell us to take care of it?
We
thought
told
he
him
did.
about it. He told us to take care of the vegetarians on the farm.
I thought he also got on our case about the stuff in the subway and like it was somehow our fault.
No, he showed up to our place because we had Sabat in the place. Or am I missing things? I'm forgetting, aren't I?
Are you asking Roy this
Oh, I'm asking you this.
as the storyteller? I can't tell you.
Yeah. Oh. Sure, let's ask Roy this. No idea what I'm asking.
So I want to know why the Masquerade breaches here aren't nearly as enforced as they are elsewhere.
Yeah. Why is Charles so forgiving?
Imagine you are in a city that is completely on fire and you have one bucket of water. What is the best way to use that bucket of water?
Soak yourself.
Charles is too busy taking care of things in Camarilla territory. He's fighting, or was fighting, a nightly war with the Sabat. He was in conflict constantly with you and Threnody. He's got his hands full. It's easy to stay in the middle of a riot, wave your badge and your gun, and tell everybody that they need to settle down, right up until the rioters realize there's only 6 bullets and there's 6,000 of them.
Mm-hmm. Seems to be cracks in the tower's foundation.
Roy, I wouldn't say cracks. I would say, like all bureaucracies, there's a lack of people and a lack of time. But I'll tell you this much. Charles thinks he's got a real firm grasp on things, and he doesn't realize that there are people who are around him who think that they might be able to hold the crown a little better.
Usurper!
Interesting. Thank you.
Like the chantry?
Idaho.
Hmm.
Out in the club. While you are nursing your arm, a woman walks in.
Oh, geez.
She is pretty casually dressed. Hair is tied back in a ponytail. But when she gets inside, she makes a beeline for you.
Okay. And I don't know who this person is.
You're just thinking brown chicken, brown cow, I guess.
I'm still freaking out about that whole arm thing. But hey, I do need. What's up? All right. I'm just gonna look at her and watch as she approaches.
She walks right up to you and sticks her hand out and says, "I'm Samantha. You must be Idaho."
That's me. I don't know who you are. Who are you?
"I'm Samantha."
Yeah, I got that part. What do you do?
She goes, "Well, I figured it was time to meet you."
Okay. Why?
"Well, because there are only two of us in Philadelphia now."
Oh, is she a vampire?
"Yes."
Okay. So
Two of what, though?
two of our clan. Say, oh, so you're actually,
Is it clan or is it
I don't know.
is it kids?
Okay, whatever. Okay, there's only two of us. What do you mean there's only two of us?
"Of us, of our kind."
You mean Ravnos?
She goes, "Duh."
Well, if it's duh, why didn't you say it?
She goes, "Because we're out in the middle of everybody. We don't really like having those things thrown around."
Well, there's only two of us.
You can
So what's
stop
up?
using we. You're saying we for just you then, sugar.
Yeah. So are you, I mean, you've been in Philly for a while?
"No, I got here a couple weeks ago. Been checking out the sites, seeing things, doing the people. You know how it is."
Yeah. So how'd you know about me?
I mean, we know a lot about you.
Who
I'm with.
Who are you with?
They're kind of a verboten around here, so let's not say those.
They're
words out
verboten
loud.
around here. This is Anarch territory. Nothing's verboten. I just asked you if you were a Ravnos.
She smiles at you and she goes, "Let's pretend that I'm not here about politics. Let's pretend that I'm here because we're the last two. We need to fix that."
We need to fix that we're the last two in Philly.
She's trying to recruit you to make more.
Yeah.
She want to have your babies.
So
Well, she wants you to make more babies.
that's what I asked. I said, you want to fix that we're the last two in Philly?
Well, so the last time that they talked about us, we were down to hundreds
Mhm.
in the entire world. That's
Okay.
bad.
Well, I mean, the last one of us that I knew tried to backstab me and fuck me over. So I didn't really cry too many tears when he got his ass handed to him.
Who's that?
The guy who made me, my sire, or not my sire. How did I know this motherfucker?
Trevor.
Yeah, I know Trevor, but I mean, I don't remember how. He's another one who just showed up and knew who I was, right?
Wait, Trevor knew you and told you he knew you from the first night that he saw you at the
judge,
Elysium.
at the trial, yeah. So yeah, the last guy who showed up and was one of us, and acted like he was my friend and wanted to help me and be a mentor and all this, invited me out to some secluded place and then tried to stab me in the back.
She thinks about that for a minute. She goes, "That sounds about right."
Why does that sound right?
We are not subtle.
Okay. So I was hoping you were going to say that sounds about right because you knew him or because he was with the Sabbat, but you're basically saying it sounds about right because he was one of us.
Yeah.
Well, you're one of us too, so why should I trust you?
I mean, there's no reason for you to trust me, but
Okay.
that's why I'm here. So that we can get to know one another.
Okay. So why are you worried if there aren't that many of us around?
I mean, we're dying.
Well, okay, I'm still kind of new to this whole thing, so what difference does the number of people in my clan make?
So, and again, she finally puts her hand down.
Sorry I didn't shake your hand. I just had my arm broke a minute ago.
Oh, that sucks. What happened?
Some asshole that needed his face punched, but I wasn't up to the challenge.
Oh, that's bad.
She is a creepy manic pixie girl.
So, again, I'm new to this. I'm here with my coterie. We're not even all the same clan, so I'm not sure what the number of people in my clan, what difference does that make?
Well, here's the thing. The ones who are in charge of everything, it's not just that they have a whole ton of money and a lot of responsibility and they own things and they blah, 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 blah. It's that there are more of them.
Right. So it's kind of a numbers game.
She goes, if there were more of us, they'd have to listen to us, right? They don't have to listen to us because there's only a couple hundred of us. We're not even a minority. We're such an extreme minority amongst them that they can shuffle us off to the kids' table. They don't ever have to listen to us. They don't ever have to accept us. They don't ever have to do anything about us.
Okay, I'm still kind of lost though, because again, like I said, I'm new. What I've gathered, what I've gathered in the short amount of time since I was embraced is that the lines of allegiance are not a long clan. So what makes me think if there were 10,000 of us out there that they would want the same thing that I do?
I mean, maybe they would if you created them. If you could pick them.
I really like sex, but I don't know if I can create 10,000. I mean, that's a lot.
She rolls her eyes and goes, I mean, with all of eternity, you could. That's not a problem.
Well, yeah, I mean, sure. So you're saying that you have some grand idea for you and I to sort of be like the mom and dad of this new resurgence of our clan?
Not necessarily, but it is kind of our job. I don't like that word.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. I mean, let me just share this with you. I don't know if you know this or not, but some guy created me. I had no idea what was happening. It just happened. And the same night, he was killed. He's dead. Then Trevor comes along, the only other guy like us that I knew, and he tries to stab me in the back. He gets busted, and now, as far as I know, he's dead. I'm not seeing a really great compulsion for me to want to go start making others of my clan just because.
Cheers, that's fair. I can understand that. That's fair.
I mean, I would love to make new friends, and you know, I'd like to know a little bit more about what's going on and who you're with and what this is all about.
But if you could make friends, wouldn't you want to keep them forever? And if you wanted to keep them forever, wouldn't you want them to be like you?
Mm-hmm. Bad punchers? I don't know. I mean, I like other people, again, other people in my coterie. You know, I don't see them having really good relationships with their sires. I mean, does that, just because you make a vampire, does that mean you have a good relationship with them?
Maybe not. But why couldn't you?
Hmm?
Why couldn't you?
I don't know, because I'm not good at this. I just started. I mean, I'll tell you this right now. If I seriously was thinking about turning somebody, I would run it by the Baron before I did that.
I mean, isn't she coming on a little strong?
Oh, of course she is.
I mean, wouldn't you say that to a girl who's like really coming on
I don't know.
strong to you?
I'm still trying to play it like the difference between Idaho and how I would react.
Fair.
So, but I did just say that in character. I mean, if I was going to do this,
So you're like the so you're not an anarch. You're like the Ivory Tower. You're a Camarilla.
no, I'm not a Camarilla.
Because that's one of the first traditions. That's one of the traditions.
Yeah, I mean, I got it, but I mean, you just threw down.
There's a difference between tradition and respect as well.
I mean, we can't really get into a debate about who's following rules and who's not. I mean, you got upset with me for saying the word Ravnos.
I guess.
I mean, we just met and you're already proposing that, you know, we have kids. I mean, that's
A lot.
I mean, there aren't. That makes it sound real serious. That's not really how I wanted it to come across.
okay.
We should totally have kids.
Well, I mean, if you want to go out and make other vampires, there's nothing stopping you as far as I know.
I mean, there's a risk if I do it.
There's a risk what?
There's a risk if I do it.
Why? Because you're Camarilla?
No, because I'm kind of at the end of the line.
I don't know what that means.
She kind of whispers and kind of does the real discreet. She goes, "They might end up being thin bloods."
Oh, right. Okay. So wait, does that mean she's a lower or higher generation or whatever than I am?
There she is.
Am I not in a generation that if I turned a vampire, they would not be a thin blood?
I don't recall. Let us look.
Or weren't we all like 13th or 12th? I don't remember.
You are 13th, so there is a chance that if you sired, that it would turn out to be a thin blood.
Okay. I'm not. I don't. Hmm?
As I say, but is that something that Idaho knows?
That's what I mean. Is that ever? So if we can kind of metagame a little bit, I mean, would Idaho not have had that discussion with like Michael or somebody, like, you know, don't go around trying to turn vampires. This possibly could happen. Blah 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 blah.
I don't know. Would that have ever been something that would have come up? Like, so metagaming, Idaho doesn't seem like the type that he would want to. He would take this lightly. So it doesn't seem like maybe necessarily a topic that he would have ever broached.
Well, he will soon then if he didn't. Say, okay, well, I mean, I may be in that same boat. I'm new. What if I tried and the same thing happened that you're worried about?
So I guess you try again.
So could you.
I mean, but if there's two of us, then we could do it twice as fast.
Oh, okay. So is there like a? I mean, I don't know how this. Have you ever done this?
I tried once.
What happened?
Don't do that. Don't do that to me, Al.
It didn't work.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's getting close to time to wrap up anyway, isn't it? I mean, do we want to stop and continue the rest of the evening on our next session?
I was actually going to say, it is about time. Yes, it is about time for us to wrap up. We will assume that this conversation continues, as in much the same vein as it has been going.
I mean, otherwise, I mean, he's not going to agree to do anything tonight. And you said it was like an hour and a half until. I mean, we could also say, well, it was nice meeting you. Can we talk some more tomorrow or another time, and just end the evening, however you want to do it.
We could do that if you want to. If you want to basically be like, well, it's about time for me to start getting off.
Yeah, I mean, would that make sense? I mean, you said we had like an hour and a half of.
Well, that was a bit ago. At this
Yeah.
point, yeah, it is definitely.
He's got to be feeling it too. Say, okay, well, hey, you know what, Heather? Wait, what was your name? Jill.
Samantha.
You sure it's not Hildegard?
God
Sorry.
damn it.
So Samantha, this is very interesting. It's getting close to bedtime, but I would love to continue this conversation sometime soon. Is there a way I can get a hold of you, or you want to come back tomorrow night, or what?
She goes, I'll come back.
Okay. Cool.
She sticks her hand out again.
I'm gonna, do like a little assisted shake with my presumably healed arm.
When you take her hand, she holds your hand in a tight grip and leans forward and smells from basically the back of your hand up your arm.
Mm.
And she says, oh, you smell really good. I bet the kids would be great.
What's she gonna do? Eat them? Jeez.
It's so weird. She's so weird.
Thanks. I can't wait to continue this conversation.
She flits away.
Flits.
Love it.
Leaving you watching after.
So totally aroused. I can't even tell you. I'm kidding. I'm just like ready to just say fuck all this and let's go to LA. Is there time to hunt?
In the office, the Nos has left you with that last bit of information. The evening's coming down. The crowds are starting to filter out. Idaho.
Yes.
Last things for the evening. What are you doing?
I have time. I'll see if I can find a bite.
All right. Roll 6 dice, including your hunger.
6.
So 4 and white. 4 and 2. 4 and 2.
Oops. I don't have it saved anymore. I forgot I did that rouse. Do I get a bonus? 6 including the bonus.
6 including hunger. So 4 and 2.
Oops.
You find a young dude. He's a little drunk, a little high. He's kind of stumbling out the door. So when you smell that on him, it is easy to
Nice.
kind of come up and be like, hey.
Yeah. Can I help you out the door?
And he is more than willing to let you.
Nice. I'll help him out the door with my mouth.
Awkward.
Awkward.
Yeah, you
Alice.
smell good. Let's have kids.
What's my hunger at this point?
Your hunger is, I believe you are at a 2.
So
Yes, you are at a 2. Idaho, are you just drinking down to 1?
Yeah. I'm not gonna kill the guy.
So
Jeez.
if I if I push off hunting till tomorrow?
You could be a 3 if you wake up hungry.
Okay, I was just trying to make sure I was doing the math right. I'm sorry. I'm in like my back is like just spasm. So, yeah. Is there anybody killed over the bar or something?
So if you want to roll for it, you would also be a 4 and 2. So you can actually, I think, just hit his reroll.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, there is a pretty young thing that is at the bar as you wander down from Michael's office. She sees you, and her eyes kind of sparkle. She kind of lights up. It is impossible not to notice that her pupils are so blown out. She looks like a little anime character. Her pupils are so big.
Damn, how did I miss her?
And
Because my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Hell yeah. Well, you bring all the anime girls to the yard, and I get the half drunk dude stumbling out.
she is all about it. When you sink your teeth into her neck, there is definitely a happiness there. She is very, very into the moment. But there is, in the background there, a sadness, a loneliness that she is perhaps attempting to fill a hole with these chemicals that she's putting in her body. It is reminiscent of someone else. Michael, final actions for the evening.
How hungry am I?
You're at a 1.
I'm good. I send a message to Threnody through Signal. I need somebody to do some sniffing for me, and not a rat.
The message comes back almost immediately. It is yawn emoji, yawn emoji, yawn emoji. Can this wait for tomorrow?
At this point, she's got like 45 minutes, so.
Yeah. First thing, just run a name for me first thing in the morning. Keep it to yourself, please. And I send a name.
She messages back. Clan?
Tremere.
There is a long pause. The message that comes back is ours or theirs.
Theirs.
You receive, I'll see what I can do tomorrow.
You're a godsend.
She sends the Futurama blender. Shut up, baby, I know.
Shut up, baby. I know it.
I am very guilty of sending that gift before.
Nice.
Very guilty.
Nice. Oh, cool.
So, as our evening ends, perhaps with the Dark Father himself walking the streets of Philadelphia, or perhaps with yet another religious fanatic attempting to stir up trouble in these modern nights. And of course, Idaho and his new friend.
Oh my God, really?
And that is the end of our session for tonight. We will be back next Monday.
Yep. I will be back from my trip to Dallas, so yay.
And I am awarding XP right now.
Awesome.
Some people got actually quite a bit of XP to spend. The I did not give you able to start sending out messages, but I will start sending out messages here very shortly for people who can and are interested in doing not exactly solos, although they might end up being like mini solos, to kind of flesh out some background information on your characters, background stories, things like that.
Yeah, Zach should be able to do that. Like I said, I'll be essentially down to a phone for the rest of the next week. So
might have to wait on you for next week.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everybody for sticking with us. I know we ran a little bit long tonight. But yeah, we had a great session and we look forward to seeing you next week. And I would say if I didn't see you first, but like I said, I will be nowhere near a computer for the next week, so no streams. So everybody have a great night. Thanks. Bye.
Night.